you need to have 980 XRP by September 12th because $200 trillion will be injected into the XRP ledger and result in a massive increase for the price of XRP to over $79. In fact, BlackRock is pumping in a majority of the multi-trillion-dollar deal over 5 years, pouring $9 trillion into XRP, and the XRP ledger has over 1,700 or 1,700 contracts with multiple institutions, and non-disclosure agreements have been signed with major banks, major financial institutions, and companies. And this has been declared to the legal jurisdiction when the Ripple SC lawsuit occurred, and that's how we know this. Now, it only gets crazier when you realize that $79.72 per XRP has been confirmed by multiple analysts as $2 billion is set to begin entering the XRP ledger in days. Yes, in only a matter of 48 hours potentially, or on September 12th, we will see $2 billion influx into the XRP ledger, starting the breakout for over $200 trillion getting injected into the XRPL. And it's all happening via real token through a massive institution known as RealFi, which we're going to get into right now. If you haven't read this already, the news is out that in only 5 days, now 4 days, $2 billion in real estate will hit the XRP ledger. And while that is all happening, the biggest XRP ledger burn will also unfold. And it's happening because of one massive real estate institution known as RealFi using their real token, which is built on the XRP ledger. And it's happening exactly on September 12th, as RealFi will conduct a massive burn valued at over $558,000, removing 20 million real tokens from circulating and dropping their phase 1 supply to only 22 million, which is going to cause a major supply shock on the XRP ledger. I mean, this is huge because the XRP ledger real token will experience a biggest, I think personally, the biggest uptick in price it has ever seen, and XRP will definitely follow suit because it's all happening on the XRPL. And as with any project built on the XRP ledger, every time something massive happens with RealFi or real token, which is built on the XRP ledger, then you see the impact directly impacting XRP. But today's focus is actually not just on the burn, which is going to happen, but rather on the $2 billion that will unfold via the real token on the XRP ledger. And obviously that means we are about to see massive volume entering the XRP ledger and XRP. With a more than $2 billion in real estate value moving from off-chain onto the XRP ledger, this milestone represents a significant advancement towards mass blockchain adoption in global real estate. RealFi is also pleased to announce the launch of the first ever asset market on the XRP ledger, unlocking real estate transactions powered by XRP and real tokens. Now this is huge, but I want to quickly take a look at the real token here because this is what's about to facilitate all the money. We're talking about $2 billion and potentially $200 trillion, over the next couple of months. Now take a look at this, up 5% in the last 24 hours. This thing is booming. Yesterday it was in the red. I told you guys it was the lowest price you're ever going to be able to buy it at, which was currently sitting at, I think, 2 cents, almost 3 cents at the time. Now, real token, also known as Real on the XRP ledger, I'll be leaving all the links down below, but this token was literally a 1/100th of a penny just a couple months ago. It was first launched, and I told you this is a massive utility-based project backed by a massive institution known as RealFi, and it needs to go up. It will go up, in fact, because again, when you're talking about trillions of dollars being facilitated, the value is just, it doesn't make sense, right? You have a very low supply, massive demand, the price has to go up. And it did. It went from 1/100th of a penny to over 2 cents. And now it is beginning another massive breakout. In fact, it's gotten so much so that we have multiple experts and analysts, because of the amount of money that is about to influx into the XRP ledger, it's gotten so crazy that we have analysts predicting over $650 per XRP in the next month or so. On top of this, some others believe that in the next 2 years, by 2027, real token will be priced at over $65,000. This means that every $1,000 at the low price here, every $100 will make you 100,000, potentially every 10,000, tens of millions of dollars. It's crazy, but this is where we are currently sitting at. This is the reality. And it's backed by, again, RealFi, which I'll be leaving links down below in the description, a massive real estate institution. But things only get crazier, right? We're talking about 900 in XRP. Why 900 in XRP? Because obviously, if real token ends up hitting 650,000, we expect, or $65,000, my bad, we expect that at least XRP will be priced at around $6,000. Now, what does this mean? You're going to become a multi-millionaire off of XRP, but it's just the scale. Some people are going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars through XRP. Others are going to have been able to get in on these massive projects, these utility-based projects backed by massive institutions, also built on the XRP ledger, and make tens of millions of dollars, right? For the same amount of money, 10,000 here, 10,000 there, one can make you tens of millions, the other one makes you 60, 70, $80,000. Now, obviously, again, it's very bullish, and I gotta say, I own XRP. Like, I mean, I bought from XRP, I got a nice, juicy bag of XRP. Similarly, I own a massive bag of real token. I think the future lies in the real token if you're talking about massive potential, but it all comes down to the XRP ledger is really gonna have the $200 trillion at the end of the day, whether it pumps in because of XRP or whether it pumps in because of a real token. It's all landing on the XRP ledger because real token and XRP are both on the XRP ledger. Now, as we talk about utility-based projects, and obviously real token is a massive utility-based project built on the XRP ledger. It's in real estate, obviously it's onboarding trillions of dollars, but people are not telling you that they are unlocking this crazy feature. The ability to actually buy real estate using XRP and real token. Now again, this is going to introduce, it's crazy, but we're talking numbers that are unimaginable, billions, trillions of dollars. Right now, $2 billion was happening on September 13th, but very much soon, we're going to see not 2 billion, but 10 billion, then 20, then 30, 40, 50 billion, and it's only going to keep on increasing. And really, this is the connection. This is the real use of blockchain and XRP, is the integration of crypto blockchain with real world assets, which is exactly what we're seeing here. And you can actually check them out and learn more at payrealfi.com. Everything is there. Scroll all the way to the bottom. It says you can, the details about it. You can find out more, and you can click the buy now button. Now again, the price is booming, and this is what we're talking about, and this is what's really exciting, because as we talk about real token, we talked about them before. We've seen them when they were just launched, when they were a 1/100th of a penny. We've seen them when they became 1 penny and it was a big deal. We've seen that too, and now we're seeing them 3.5. Soon we're going to see them at $10, $20. It wouldn't be a shock if I see them at $600, $700, specifically as they continue to scale towards really unlocking that $200 trillion mark. And I mean, this thing received its greatest score, the best score you can ever receive for the XRP ledger, a 100% score. Overall score 10 out of 10. Top 3 holders are low risk. BenX score sitting at 100%. KYC score 100% as well. Total wallets, take a look at this, 3,014. And this number continues to expand. I mean, I was talking about them yesterday. They were about just hit 3,000. And we are seeing these guys scale very, very quickly. I mean, I'm making this video only a couple hours after I made that video, and again, we are seeing the wallets pour in. The more and more people see this project, the more we're seeing it grow. And this is why, again, just imagine when it's sitting at a centralized exchange. Just imagine when it gets listed. Every time this gets seen, people are jumping on board. Why? Because it's real utility-based. It's for institutions, and it's utility-based. And this is the projects that actually are able to generate generational wealth for individuals, because this is the future. The future lies in blockchain real-world asset connectors, and this is where it's at. Now, again, I'm very bullish on this. I will say that quite clear. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice. I was doing research. I'm purely stating my own personal opinion. And as always, I'll be leaving all the links down below in the description for you to do your own personal research, because that's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm telling you this so you can do your research, because I think this is a huge deal, but you should definitely look into it. Now, it's only available on decentralized exchanges, which again is what makes it very unique, because once it gets listed on centralized exchanges, it's going to be too late. If you got in after the centralized exchange listing, we're in the concept on the Crypto Geek channel here of buy low, sell high, not buy high, sell low. So if you can buy low, this is the low period. This is the lowest. You will see it. If you can buy low, then you'll be able to capitalize once it booms and once it gets listed on centralized exchanges, right? We've seen, all the projects coming out here, all the small projects, once they get listed on centralized exchanges, their price booms, skyrockets. So the earlier, the better. Now, with that being said, there is no better time to be looking into XRP and to be looking into the XRP ledger projects than now, when the Ripple lawsuit's over, when you have the Ripple CEO coming out publicly and talking about XRP and talking about linking directly with the World Bank. Imagine XRP being linked with the World Bank. We've seen Donald Trump and Eric Trump, the family of the President of the United States of America, personally mention XRP and literally state XRP by name as being in the crypto reserve Reserve of the United States of America. That in and of itself is huge, but also the constant partnerships, BlackRock, JP Morgan, all these guys accumulating XRP should tell us quite clearly that there is something with XRP that is special, is unique, and obviously these guys don't get in except if there's a lot of money to be made in the XRP and in the XRP ledger. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to conclude the video here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I want to also mention, guys, that we've actually partnered with Uphold to every single person that uses my link in the description, signs up and does a transaction up to $100. So if you guys want to get yourself up to $100 worth of free XRP, just use them. The link is down below. Uphold, you will see it. And again, it's literally free money. It takes less than 5 minutes, so why not? Now, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time, and peace.